hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to stream. Welcome. Hope everyone's had a fantastic day. Everyone's feeling fantastically well. And let's today talk. Let's genuinely talk. Let's talk Arsenal. Let's talk transfers. Let's talk all that stuff that comes with it because it's not looking great. I'm not gonna lie. It's genuinely not looking great with Madueke. Personal terms agreed within starting next week. Apparently, we are gonna have team talks and everything. So Arsenal looks like it has some massive legs. Arsenal are about to sign Madueke, potentially. Let's be real. There are talks that the price actually might not be 50 million, but 40 million, which is actually still too much. But hey, at least 10% discount, 10 million discount, like 20% discount, like special price for you, my friend, and all this stuff. Like haggling and all this thing going on. Still, not too excited. Genuinely not too excited. So we're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about ultimatum Arteta has set for the board, for the team in general, regarding striker, regarding other stuff that concerns Arsenal. And we're going to talk about some other transfer business because it feels like a domino effect, which could end up being quite poor for Arsenal, which could end up quite poorly for Arsenal. So we're definitely going to talk about that. So just before we get into things, smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here. And leave your thoughts down in the live chat. Let me know how you feel about Madueke, how you feel about, Arsenal in general, and what you think of Berta so far. Let's just put it that way. Big up Mubarak. Hope you're doing well today. Big up Robo. Big ups. Damn. Well, Madueke to join Arsenal for me, no problem with it. But major problem is the price of 50 million for me is way too much. Genuinely way too much for me. 25 I can deal with. But overall, 50 million is too much. And to be honest, there have been some talks regarding Madueke that the price actually might drop a bit. Literally, it might drop a bit down to 40 million. And despite that, it feels like it is way too much for me. It's way too much for my taste, for my liking. And genuinely, it's not a good look no matter how you look at it. And since you mentioned him, let's pull him up on the screen. Apparently, Madueke and Arsenal story reported earlier. Basically, the agreement on personal terms is already done. Already done the personal terms. Hell, what? With parties advancing on details this morning. Madueke said yes to Mikel Arteta's project. Club-to-club talks will start in the upcoming days, so I assume next week. Which puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? Because I had the same thing about Havertz. We got linked with Havertz. No chance it's going to happen. Arsenal would not be so dumb and so desperate to sign Kai Havertz, right? And now here we are. 2.5 years later, and Havertz is 2 years later, and Havertz is still at Arsenal. So, yeah, unfortunately, this has some legs, and it's not a great thing. To be honest, so it is what it is. Man, Chelsea paid 35 million euros, which is about 30 million or so pounds for him, which is actually not that much. If Arsenal could actually manage to get Madueke for 30 million, not that I want him, I'm going to be honest with you, but 30 million, maybe I wouldn't be so pissed off, but I'm still hella pissed off because another Chelsea player, another Chelsea, I don't want to say failure, but something like that. Like BBK, big up BBK. This is 100% Arteta signing, Mr. Berta, where you are, sir. Yeah, and that is also a big question. What is Berta in for here? To do what? That is for me also now starting to become a big question because overall it feels like almost every single signing has been Arteta signing. And not pretty much every, but not almost, but every. Let's be real. And Berta just, I don't know, what he talks to them just to get them, I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. Because Zubimendi, Arteta. Let's be real. Kepa, it must be Arteta. Norgard was Arteta, as it was said in reports as well. In some, whether you believe them or not, that's a bit different story. Same goes with Mosquera, although that could be Berta potentially, but not so sure since Spain and all that stuff. And now Madueke, this again feels like Mikel Arteta stuff. The big question is, and big up BBK, go subscribe to him, big up for having me on today as well on your channel. We need to talk about getting you on my channel as well. But as BBK pointed out, the big question also comes from this, like, why? What is the upside of this? Like, what is the proper upside of signing him? Because Ethan Nwaneri's contract is also up in the air. We're going to talk about Ethan Nwaneri straight after after Madueke? That is for me a big question. Why we are doing this? Like, I'm stumped. Let's just put it that way. I am stumped about this. Madueke at Chelsea is also on 50 grand a week, which means if he comes to Arsenal, he will be on about 80, 90 grand most likely. Yes, he's English homegrown, Premier League proven, not too much proven. 7 goals this season. Also, nothing to be excited about. Let's be real. Martinelli had 8, and he had an awful season. So why is this being considered Madueke as a great thing as well? Like, this is for me another signing which, again, will be the be-all end-all. It's something like Kai Havertz, but not as detrimental, but also very, very influential in terms of that it could be fantastic if it works. If it doesn't work, it's for me final nail in Mikel Arteta's coffin. Let's just put it that way. And then it's on Andrea Berta to find the proper manager. I'm gonna say it that way. And yeah, it's very, 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 very tough thought process because I cannot understand this. Am I missing Mikel Arteta's light bulb or something, or I have it, or it just hasn't been turned on? Because Madueke has said yes to Mikel Arteta's project. What is Mikel Arteta's project here? Because, again, as BBK pointed out, Maresca is doing his own project at Chelsea. Chelsea last season, their game was top 6 or top 4. So if they are selling Madueke, 99% it proves that he's not good for the project that Maresca is doing at Chelsea anymore. Arsenal are not even going for top 4. They're going for the league. At least they should be going for the league, right? So how comes a player that is not good anymore to get the top 4, to go for the top 4, will be good to push us over the line to get the league? That for me is the biggest question of them all. Unless Mikel Arteta changes his playing style once again and kind of reverts back to 22-23 season where we arguably played the best football in Europe at the time and everything, where Madueke actually could be very useful, just like Martinelli was. That was his breakout season, everyone thought, and then since then he has generally fallen off a cliff. I don't see Madueke working. Because also it was said that Madueke doesn't want to be a backup for Saka. He doesn't want to play left wing. And now all of a sudden he wants to play. What has changed in span of about week and a half? What has Mikel Arteta said, or Berta said, or Arsenal, what guarantees they have given him that he is actually going to be a massive part of the project? Because at the same time, the other question for me that's going on around the place is, what's going to happen with Ethan Nwaneri? Because everyone said Nwaneri is going to be Saka's backup. But now it doesn't even look like that. And look, Chelsea are in for Nwaneri. That is also the thing. But that is only unless Arsenal can extend his contract. Nwaneri's contract runs out next summer, right? June 30th, 2026. Question is, what's going to happen? Because, see, the deal is player wants game time guaranteed. And looking how Mikel Arteta treated Ethan Nwaneri last season, it's now a big question. Why would he re-sign, if he gets treated the same way like he did last season? And if he gets these guaranteed minutes, or he gets promised these minutes and game time, right? Will Arteta actually go for it? Will he actually use him for the amount that at least minimum will be required? Because at the same time as you're looking at this, you can kind of draw parallel Samuel Smith-Rowe. He also won under 21 Euros. Nwaneri just won under 21 Euros. In January, when everyone was talking about potentially selling Emil Smith-Rowe before the summer, we sold him, right? Arteta said he is crucial to his plans, he's crucial for the project, and he's going to get minutes. He played few minutes here or there. He played an almost full game against Luton Town at home. He got man of the match in that game. And after that game, he almost didn't play at all. He played some microwave minutes, 10, 15 minutes. He had a cameos here or there. But ultimately, he was sold. And looking at last summer and last season in general, when Aiden Kevin leaves middle season, during the season, Chidobe Martin leaves during the season, to 15th place Man United, it raises the big question. Are the youth players genuinely not trusting the process? They don't want this type of crap. They want game time. They want guaranteed minutes. They want to play. And if I'm a youth player looking from outside in, knowing how good I am, and instead of me, you play Raheem Sterling. You don't play me when Saka is injured, when Odegaard is injured. When I'm going to get game time? Why the hell would I re-sign when you don't give me any minutes? That for me is the biggest question of them all. And now if I look at this, can I blame him if Nwaneri decides to not sign and move on? I cannot. Genuinely cannot. And the biggest worry for me in this is Nwaneri's talent, his ability, and everything, right? He could be our KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. He could be our Salah, our Cuadrado. What happened at Chelsea with them? They were not good enough, or they got sold afterwards. KDB, one of the best midfielders we have seen in the last decade and a half. Let's just say that way. Salah, we are seeing what he's doing firsthand at Liverpool. Cuadrado, fantastic for Juventus and everything. So, or our own Serge Gnabry. Arsenal thought he was not good enough. He moved to Werder Bremen. Then Bayern Munich picked him up, and rest is history. This could be another one that gets away. And in a few years, he's going to move to Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, to another smaller team, even Brighton, by the way. They're going to build him up. He's going to play. He's going to showcase himself. And then he's going to get sold for, 50 at least? I would say about 80 million to someone bigger. This is a very, very dangerous, a delicate situation Arsenal now are putting themselves in, which I genuinely don't want to see happen once again. That for me is a big, 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 big issue. We are signing Madueke, dude. It looks that way. It genuinely looks that way. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I'm worried and I'm scared, to say the least. Kepa, Norgard, Madueke, 10 out of 10 window. I know you are on rage bait, but oh my god. This is some top gooner type of shit that it's going fantastically well around. In any of these ways, Madueke, Kepa, Norgard, at best, is 1 out of 10 window. At best. This is absolutely bull. Yeah, Madueke, exactly. Big up Marlon, by the way. I'm done with this club. Wouldn't surprise me Madueke is on the Arsenal's website before Monday. Could be, could not be the case. But ultimately, next week, we could actually see Madueke in Arsenal's shirt. Because I'm expecting next week Norgard to be announced, Zubimendi to be announced, and even potentially based on how quickly this deal is advancing and how quickly this deal has picked up momentum, by the end of next week, Madueke to Arsenal, here we go, terms agreed, medical set, and he's set to become an Arsenal player. I'm expecting that already at this point. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not excited for this one single goddamn bit. This is scary. This is genuinely scary, scaring me as an Arsenal fan. Berta is a fraud. And that is the other question. Are these Mikel Arteta's or Berta's signings? I know I have big expectations from Andrea Berta personally, but I'm starting to get a feeling that this is not specifically Berta, and Mikel Arteta has still got overall control on the signings. He can get the final say. He gets the final judgment at the end of the day, as it was before, and nothing has changed. And it's starting to look like also like Berta is here to basically accompany Mikel Arteta to get him the players he wants, apparently, so that when Arteta gets sacked, he picks he picks the manager, he helps to pick the manager, Berta helps to pick the Kroenke's manager we need, and then we actually going to see the best of Andrea Berta. Berta at the moment is looking like a massive fraud, I'm not going to lie. However, I'm going to give him still benefit of the doubt. Yes, it sounds wrong. It sounds disappointing if you are looking at it from that perspective. At the same time, I'm kind of in this mindset that Andrea Berta is here to do the business after Mikel Arteta. I still believe that best of Andrea Berta's business we're going to see after Mikel Arteta is gone. I'm still believing this. Madueke, the fuck you want to matches? Exactly. Big up Hyper Protagonist. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. I will be big up Sean. I will be officially done if we sign Madueke. Dude, I don't want to burst your bubble, but it looks like this will happen. It genuinely looks that way. Because it has Copy-paste indications of Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz linked. Oh, we are not going to sign him, just this random media PR. Week past, Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Havertz, and then the club talks started. This is genuinely very, very similar, and too similar for my liking. This club is not serious, man. Madueke robbery right now better than Madueke. Like, it even scored some league. He didn't even score. He scored 7 Premier League goals. He scored less goals than Martinelli, and Martinelli had a shocking season last year. None of our attackers scored over 10 goals. Best one was with 9, and that was Kai Havertz. Martinelli and Trossard, if I'm not mistaken, had 8. Like, nobody scored over that, and now we are getting Madueke. Like, it's very, very weird. I really would like to be a fly on the wall in the transfer business meetings when Mikel Arteta meets with the board, Berta, and everyone else, and they discuss transfers. Because I want to see the thought process behind signings of Madueke, for example, and Kai Havertz as well. This is very, very concerning. Very concerning. If Madueke is signed, I'm really done with this club. Well, there's always Arsenal ladies you can support, I guess. Or you can go out on loan. That is also an option. It took 25 seconds for Arteta to sign Sterling, 5 seconds to decide on Madueke. Yeah. And Sterling was the signing of the century. 0 goals in Premier League. 0 goals in Premier League. What a signing that was. 100 grand a week as well. And now if we are getting Madueke, oh my goodness gracious. Madueke already signed, if you ask me. Could be the case. They're just dragging this out so they can unveil it after Zubimendi or something like that. Nwaneri is gone. I hope not. I genuinely hope Nwaneri is not gone. But the fact that Madueke is signing, Nwaneri's contract is up in the air. He wants guaranteed game time, and it feels very, very rough knowing what happened last season that he might not get it. It is scary hours, to say the least. Big up, why not? Hope you're doing well. Big up LatvianGooner, Mr. Robo. Identity fluid. LatvianGooner. Oh my god, I thought LatvianGooner. Oh my god. My brain. LatvianGooner. Yeah. Big up. Yeah, I'm just a twin. Let's be real. He's still young, needs some patience. Need patience, my ass. We don't need any patience. You're good enough, you're old enough. Play the games. Yamal is still young. He doesn't need patience. Gittens is young. He doesn't need patience. We have had countless youngsters who don't need patience in our history, in football, in general. If you're good enough, you should be playing. The fact that Mikel Arteta purposely refuses to play them, that is a different story. Views will be crashing out for sure after this Noni news, dude. He already is crashing out. I saw in the group chat. He is genuinely crashing out a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Big up Everest. Big up. Go subscribe to Everest as well. Klopp was always careful with young players. So what? He beat us 2-0 at the Emirates in Cup with his under-21 team pretty much, while we were fielding arguably our best team possible. Means nothing. Wenger was the one who knew how to do youth projects. He was the one. Should take lessons from him. No patience needed. This is just a myth and just BS to basically... This patience crap is brought to you by Mikel Arteta Incorporate and PR Arsenal Incorporate to basically keep us in line so we don't expect nothing for the next season. There is no patience needed. If you're good enough, you are old enough. So what's the point in 16-year-old Max Daumann being promoted to the big team right now? Oh, you need patience. If we needed patience, we wouldn't promote him. But he already at 16 is better than any age group he's playing against pretty much. Like, if you're old enough, you're good enough. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Pause. Other way around. We won't buy a player of Nwaneri's talent. They would... Exactly. That is the biggest thing. If we don't re-sign Nwaneri, he's going to go. Right? He goes to Brighton, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, as I said. They're going to basically play him for 2 seasons or so. And then we're going to see something like Dembele situation or Haaland situation. I'm not saying that he's those levels, right? But they sold Dembele for 100+ million. Haaland went for almost 100 million. They will get about 70, 80 million for him as long as he performs to the top level. This is mad concerning, and this is scary hours as an Arsenal fan. If you're not scared about this, and if you're not worried, I have big questions. I think we're screwed. Could be the case. If we sell Nwaneri to Chelsea, I will not watch a single game. I will unfollow all Arsenal socials and be done. I understand that. I'm not gonna lie. I totally and utterly understand that. Because this is looking very concerning. It feels like Arteta is like a double agent whose main job is to ruin the team from inside. Because the way he has treated youth, the way he's managing and coaching at times, genuinely makes you ask big questions. You know how there are talks about match fixing and stuff like that in certain games in Italy, even in my country and other places. Sometimes it feels like that. That's how it feels like we are playing certain games. Nwaneri would fetch 150 at the end of his Brighton development. Oh, 100%. Brighton would be set for the next century. Don't even play with me of his valuation. Exactly. Madueke purchase and Nwaneri sell is a sackable offense for Arteta. That should be enough to sack Arteta, Berta, Tim Lewis, Richard Garlick, and Kroenke as well somehow get out of the club. And to be honest, I'm not even looking as much on Arteta anymore. I'm looking at Kroenke's because they hired this dumbass in the first place, the blunder man. They hired Berta. They have hired the board. So it's now all on them. It's not just anymore the pawns. It's now also on the head honcho, who are Kroenke's. This is starting to get really worrying. I agree, Bert he is looking hella fraudulent right now. You were signing Chelsea players way before Berta came in, so I don't think this is on Berta. Exactly, I think this is more on Mikel, because Mikel Arteta wants these type of players. He's being led to take all the blame while Arteta escapes the criticism by hanging out on the beach. Yeah, exactly. Because let's be real. Myself, for example, I can speak only for myself. I'm going to call out Mikel Arteta because this is evident that this is Mikel Arteta driven, just like Norgard was, Kepa was, and everyone else, right? Just like Calafiori was, Merino was, and everything. Yet, for those signings, Edu got the stick. Berta is going to get the stick. And top Gooners will do anything to find an excuse, and for them moving this goalpost will be blaming Berta, not Mikel Arteta. Everything to keep their savior, Gandhi, safe. That's what it will be at the end of the day. Looking at what Edu right now is doing at Nottingham Forest, I'm actually quite interested to see what Nottingham Forest are going to look like next season. They're going to sign Igor Jesus, a player Arsenal were linked before. They're going to sign some other Brazilians, which something Mikel Arteta never allowed for Edu to do, because we were linked to some Brazilian ballers, Guimarães, Paqueta, Savio, by the way, as well at the time, and we signed none of them. This is genuinely very concerning, very worrying, and Kepa, Madueke, exactly. What a window. Don't be surprised if we get linked with Nkunku or Action Jackson as well. I would rather sign no one, lol. Yeah, to be honest, kind of the same. I don't agree with this patience thing on Nwaneri. He can plays better than Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, and Odegaard. Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing. Play him consistently. If he finds his footing, and he will be good. Yeah, if we're still talking the club, just fold the club like origami. Fact. This Madueke deal for me tells me we have no ambition. Yeah, Madueke's signing basically confirms that this club has no ambition. Josh can come out and say how many times he wants, I want Arsenal to win trophies. But this Madueke signing pretty much shows that this club has no ambition. They're happy to get top 4, and that's it. And the worst part is, with these signings we have made so far, getting top 4 won't even be comfortable. It will be struggle and a half. And at the end of the day, we will be lucky if we get top 4. Not to mention, with these signings as well, this also happens, this top 4, if we can avoid massive injuries. Because next season, I already can see some players getting injured once again and for extended period of time. And if, for example, someone goes down, for example, Zubimendi gets injured, and Rice gets a suspension at the same time, our midfield is going to be Merino and Norgard. And I'm not excited about that one single bit. Big up Most Wanted. Hope you're doing well. Academy players don't need patience. Someone coming from a different country may need time. But homegrown players who got into the squad must be able to prove their promotion from the start. Exactly. And Nwaneri has done it. Skelly has done it to the insane levels. Let's be real. This patience argument is just insane. Big up G Wills. Hope you're doing well today. I already said it that Arteta doesn't give young players chances. He stumbles up on them. Yeah, just like MLS and Nwaneri, let's be real. Nwaneri holding bench versus PSG while PSG youngsters rip us apart. Exactly. Arteta needs to go. Everyone is coming around to the idea that Arteta is a spy. And genuinely, it looks that way. He's like double agent, secret spy from City or something. No. I've had enough of Chelsea cast-offs. Why do Arsenal start buying the... When never. We are not that type of a club. BBK asked me on his stream, right? If Arsenal go to Chelsea, drop 120 million on the table for Cole Palmer, would Chelsea take it? First things first, Chelsea wouldn't take him because they value Palmer as a massive asset, long-term plan. Second of all, Arsenal would never do so. We never go to the biggest teams and try and get their best players. We don't even go to the smaller teams and try to get their best players. We barely do that. And that is also on a rare occasion, let's be real. We usually go for scraps. We go for scraps from Man City, from Chelsea, and we go for some mediocre player from other teams. We don't even go for the best. Let's be honest ourselves. We are a wannabe club. We act like a big club in terms of PR and everything. But when the words need to be put to action, we act like a lower-end mid-table team. And even then, you could argue that some middle-table teams are having better windows than Arsenal. That's what's insane of this. Berta getting heat while Arteta lips, Mrs. Byrne. Yeah, exactly. Berta will take all the heat because people don't want to accuse Mikel Arteta of this, despite the fact that Mikel Arteta has admitted that he gets a very strong say, and on certain players he gets even the final say on the signings, and he is quite heavily involved into those signings. People forget that. People want to just ignore it. It kind of ruins their narrative. Gyökeres is the best. Damn, I hope we sign Gyökeres. To be honest, signing Gyökeres doesn't even kind of compensate for signing Madueke. If we sign Gyökeres and Rodrygo, then maybe I can accept it. Otherwise, no chance in hell. We like being the bridesmaid. Yeah, exactly. And let's be real, based on the window right now everyone has had, we are not even the main bridesmaid. We are the third bridesmaid. We are not even the second bridesmaid. We are the third or fourth bridesmaid at the moment. The club never listens to the fans. It shows that they have no interest in the percent of fans that question their judge. They will not, because most of the fans that they listen to with the biggest platforms are the top gooners at the end of the day. Those ones that glaze and support a team no matter what. They think that nobody can do no wrong, and they are the best thing since sliced bread at the end of the day. Never. Because even the biggest top gooner channels outweigh the number of the people who call this stuff out, like Lee Gunner, Northside, DJB, Jazz, and rest of the guys, Views, and everyone else. Because most of the top Gunner channels, obviously, you have the main, the mothership of 1.5 or whatever the million they are on. Then you have your Egals, Rory Talks, Bollocks, and rest of them. Madueke ain't that terrible, let's be honest. Nasser, please. I'm not saying he is awful, but he is not the one we need, is he? He's not good enough now for Chelsea if they're willing to let him go. And Chelsea are fighting for top 4 this season, last season, and next season most likely will. They're going to try and solidify. If he's not good enough for Chelsea and Maresca to fight for top 4, how is he good enough for Arsenal, who are supposedly ready and should be going for the Premier League title, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Champions League? How is that even like what? I'm not saying Madueke is a goddamn shit player. He's not bad, but he's not the things Arsenal need. If we want some these type of players, we have those. Might as well keep Pepe. Oh, everyone, by the way, everyone who screamed, we don't need a right winger. Nwaneri is Saka's backup, right? Now that we are linked with Madueke, nobody seems to care as much about Nwaneri, despite the fact that he hasn't signed a new contract. Arteta's talent ID is atrocious, plus he doesn't like flair players. We are going nowhere under this manager. Exactly. Remember the first training when we got videos from the first training where it was Lacazette training? It was on YouTube. It was even on I think it was even on Arsenal's channel where they said setting the standards or something like that, right? Where Lacazette did a back heel pass or something like that. And Arteta instantly rushes into the training and says, no flair, no back heel passing, nothing fancy, just basics. Pass and move, guys. Pass and move. No, nothing. He wants simplicity and he wants control. And that's how we play. No flair, no risk, no nothing. Just flair, safe, and just be and like that. It's not about terrible. It's about signing a mid-range when we need main thing. Exactly. It's mid. Exactly. We signed some midish players. We have signed quite a few mid-level players. We don't sign the top players that say, we don't need these mid players. We need someone that basically improves the team, who makes us much better, who makes us more dangerous, more threatening. And we don't. Arteta out. Big up, Sam. Big up. Arteta out. Couldn't agree more. Nwaneri over Madueke, hence why they're happy to offload him to us while going to our best young talent. Exactly. Imagine the scenes. Imagine the scenes. We sign Madueke, they get Nwaneri in return. Let's be real. There's no guarantee, first things first, Nwaneri is going to play for them. He might play some minutes, but he's not going to play consistently. It's going to be Omar Hutchinson all over again, pretty much. They got him from us. They played him some minutes and everything. Then for 22, 23 million sold him to Ipswich Town. And let's be real, Nwaneri is such a talent that if he actually performs and is actually bright spot, he will get sold for 80 million or so to anyone who's going to take him. And to be honest, looking at his talent, if he can stay injury-free, that number will be hella justified, wouldn't it? Big up Sham. Borussia Dortmund never afraid of selling any players because they'll continue to produce quality players. Exactly. They continue to produce the quality players. Plus, they sign players just before anyone else somehow sees them, just like Brighton. They sign these players, they become fantastic for them, and then they ship them off for insane amounts. Happened with Dembele, happened with Haaland, just now happened with Gittins and other players. It happens all the time. And let's be real, if Nwaneri doesn't re-sign a new deal, I think Borussia Dortmund is his best option to go to develop himself and his career. Because he's going to get game time. He's going to be arguably one of the best players they have on attack, definitely. And over a year or two, if he can manage to stay injury-free, Borussia Dortmund will sell him for about 70, 80, 90 million even to one of the Premier League teams. Imagine Arsenal have to buy him back for 70, 80 million. Imagine the scenes. Or they're going to sell him to Barcelona or Real Madrid or someone like that. It's just a matter of time. Kroenke is out. Saudi is in. At least they care. Exactly. Man City's owner came out after this season and said, we knew that we screwed up last year in summer, hence why we dropped the bag in January, and we dropped the bag right now, and we are not stopping there. We're going to sign someone else. The owner recognized the mistakes they made last year because they were too passive. And instantly, they acted in January. They signed Kusanov, Gonzalez, that Brazilian Reese or whatever his name is, and they signed Marmoush. Now you fast forward to right now, they have signed more players. They're acting like a proper club. They realized they screwed up. They were not good enough. They were miles behind Liverpool, as Pep said themselves. They instantly acted. And Liverpool just won the league, yet they are going out signing Frimpong. They're signing Kerkez. They just signed Wirtz. Come on, man. And they are not even in the Club World Cup. Oh, but they were in Club World Cup. Liverpool were not. They didn't need that. They just wanted to have players in, players ready for the preseason, so they can adjust the system to the players, to the style, and they have more time to spend with the team to basically feel more comfortable in the team. Everyone does that. Arsenal, meanwhile, drag this out to the last second. Season begins. We still haven't done our signings. And that, for me personally, means that we already, if we don't have all the signings before the season kicks off, we start the season one step already behind the teams that have done their business, or almost have done their business, because they are ready, we are not. And then we sign the player. He needs time to integrate into the team, and to play catch-up, it's sometimes worse for player and for the team. And we have arguably second hardest start of the season. In the first 6 games of the season, we play 3 of the big 6. United away, then we have Leeds at home. I think then we have Liverpool away, where we haven't won in 13 years since 2012. Then we have Nottingham Forest. Then we play Man City at home. And after Man City at home, we have Newcastle away. And based on our past experiences about Newcastle away games, I'm not too excited about that either. And let's not forget, Champions League games are also in between. What happens if we draw Real Madrid once again in between those games? Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich. You want to tell me we're going to rotate that heavily? We must. Let's be real, we must rotate because Gabriel is coming back from ACL. Saka still has about 5-inch scar on his leg after the ACL surgery. Everyone has had those surgeries. Like, it's not going to be that exciting. Let's be real. Unless we get the proper necessary players in. And other people address it like it's nothing. It means nothing. Everyone acts like everyone's fit. Everyone is going to come back like they did before. But Saka came back. He wasn't nowhere near as he used to be. He could still do some stuff, but he wasn't near. He was still limping. He still had issues. God knows how Gabriel will look. What's going to happen to Timba as well? What's going to happen even to Havertz? Yes, we don't rate Havertz, but he's a squad player. Let's be real. We have to deal with that right now. What's going to happen to him? And everything. Like, people don't, like, it feels like people have forgotten about that. They're ignoring it. Big up at Yeti. Good luck with that. Big up No. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Berta turning out to be Edu 2.0. This club lied to him. It looks that way. The thing is, Berta, I don't think Berta has as much power as we would like him to have. And Arteta still has more power than the sporting director has. Because Arteta had more power than Edu. And it now looks like that Arteta still has more power than Andrea Berta at the end of the day on the signings. And that is genuinely worrying. 15 million a year for this mess we are right now in. 15 million a year. Come on, man. Big up Sam. Arteta out. 100%. Arteta took Vieira instead of Vitinha. Yeah. Didn't even try to get Cole Palmer when he came from City. He also took Nuno Tavares instead of Nuno Mendes. Remember Nuno Mendes, the PSG left back? We took Nuno Tavares instead of him. Tells me everything I need to know about his talent ID. Exactly. That is the biggest, big problem. Clubs are signing Cherki and Wirtz. We are signing Nono Madueke. Exactly. 30 million for Cherki. 30 million for Cherki, you know. We're going to pay for Madueke more than Man City paid for Cherki. Like, how does that work out? It's actually kind of insane. I'm wondering if Robo got a DM from my account or if Elon is jealous. I got it. It's in spam folder. It automatically, Elon drops it into the spam folder, basically. Because you don't follow me on everything. It looked like a robotic message. It dropped into the spam folder. I got it. Don't worry, I got it. I'm going to answer it after the stream. We literally signed Zubimendi. Where is he then? First things first. Where is Zubimendi? We have signed him since January, according to Sam Mokbel. We are still waiting on him. He hasn't still arrived. He's like Tom Hanks in the movie The Terminal. He's stuck in the airport and cannot get out. Maybe work visa hasn't come through yet. Let's wait till he gets announced. Who knows how he's going to look, by the way, at Arsenal. He might be the best thing since sliced bread. He might be insanely bad. We don't know. We're never going to know until he's announced and he plays. But for me personally, yeah, I don't think our midfield has gotten stronger with Zubimendi and Norgard coming in. I would argue our midfield has gotten weaker. Big up TK. Hope you're doing well. We are finished. We are apparently signing Nono Madueke. And the worst part is on top of that, Nwaneri still is in contract talks. His contract runs out in a year, by the way. Exactly in a year, pretty much. And he wants guaranteed game time. And can we even give him that? We've signed Zubimendi 12 times. Well, that's what it feels like. How did we end up with Kepa? It's question for the centuries. Maybe Arteta wants his Spanish brothers in one team or something like that. I have no idea. But this is looking hella sus. Madueke looked insane before Chelsea. At PSV, he looked actually very decent. Chelsea bought him for 35 million euros, so that's about 30 million pounds, something like that, from a PSV. So that was cheap. Arsenal now gonna pay 45, 50. He's on 50 grand as well, by the way. So Arsenal gonna give him about 90. And he got announced as well. What the hell? We weren't talking about. Yeah, Kepa is already announced. Exactly. He got announced before anyone. It's social experiment. Exactly. This is what I say every single stream for the last year. Arsenal are like a social experiment. How much pain a football fan can endure until he's had enough, basically. See, Chelsea will steal Nwaneri. It feels that way. It genuinely starting to look that way. The worst part is we didn't even sign Chelsea's best goalkeeper as a backup. We signed Chelsea's fourth choice goalkeeper because they have Sanchez, they had Jorgensen, that Petrovic, whatever the guy is, and they basically binned off Kepa to loan on Bournemouth. He had a decent season at Bournemouth. Have to give him that. I'm not gonna lie, but overall, no. Fourth choice goalkeeper, you know. What bothers me is we link with Gyökeres and what bothers me, sorry, not brothers, but bothers me. Is we link with Gyökeres and Rodrygo and Eze, but then we go sign Madueke, Norgard and Kepa. Yeah, exactly. Because at the moment, from outside looking in, it looks like Arsenal have used Rodrygo and Eze as a smokescreen to sign Madueke. That's what it looks like. It should be other way around, of course. Madueke should be a smokescreen for Rodrygo. But it looks like Rodrygo and Eze are smokescreens for Madueke. How does that make sense? Little did they know that they cannot break what is already broken. True. Big up every time. Big up Eros. Mikel music in the building. Hit the likes, people, if you haven't already, and subscribe if you are new around here. Big up Tops. Big up Tops. Hope you're doing well today. Keep up the good stream. Smash the likes, people. Big up Tops. Go subscribe if you haven't already to Tops as well. Top guy, Arsenal content, football content. Go subscribe. Show him some love as well. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Big up to you. If Chelsea get Nwaneri, I might quit football entirely, not even going to watch Yamal. I kind of get it. I genuinely kind of get it. I'm not going to lie. By the way, for all the people that are here, if you're a bit confused, I used to be Mr. Robo19 TV. I just rebranded on Friday, and I'm LatvianGooner now. Just a heads up if someone is confused, by the way. Latvian is this a Jerry youth always throwing the Newcastle? He's always, all the time. Sometimes about Chafford, not Madueke, fucking hell. Gehi, Scalvini, Elanga, and all these guys. He's always doing that. Big up. And here's the link for Tops, the Chance of Sport. Go subscribe to the guy as well. Show him some love. What else we have for today? Anyone want to be on some copium at the moment? I'm kind of sick and tired of ranting about Madueke. That's about it. Anyone want to be on some copium right now? Anyone want to be on some copium at the moment? Because that is what we're going to do right now. Because, obviously, Club World Cup is happening. Real Madrid are playing tonight against Borussia Dortmund. And apparently so, Rodrygo is again on the bench. Again. Hence why every Arsenal fan, well, not every, most of the Arsenal fans are sitting here happy chappy saying that Rodrygo's only escape is Arsenal. This is what we are doing right now. This is what Arsenal fans are doing right now. This is the copium levels we are in right now. Because we are signing Madueke, not Rodrygo or Eze, but Madueke for the wing spot, even, because I want Eze through the middle, not wing. But hey. Chelsea fan here. We are going to full Arsenal again. Big up, Ravy. Thank you for dropping by. And yeah, I don't even have anything to say to you. You have gone one of our best players in Arsenal's history in left-back position in Ashley Cole, whilst we have gone from you, well, arguably nothing. Genuinely nothing. Like, that is the even insane time. And it's insane. You're going to get about 50 million, most likely, about Noni Madueke from us. Madueke is on 50 grand a week. He's going to get about 90, 100 at Arsenal. How you are managing to pull this off, you know? How you are so good at selling Arsenal your draft players. How are you doing this? Like, tell me. Genuinely tell me, as a Chelsea fan, tell me this right now. Scalvini looks good, though. Yeah, Scalvini looks good. He might be good there. Why do Chelsea players always want to leave? He doesn't want to leave. Chelsea are just open to selling, and apparently Arteta just basically sold him the project. Let's just put it that way. Are you people still going? We are not. It's just copium. I need something after Madueke to feel a bit better about myself. Just stop it and shove it if you don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in a mood to laugh about this stuff anymore. But yeah, this is what Arsenal fans, top gooners, and everyone is now saying, that since he's again on the bench, he is the escape for Arsenal. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, not gonna get too much into Rodrygo. Let's talk about this. Arsenal have not held talks with Crystal Palace over signing of Emirates yet, but have had the discussions with the players' camp. So basically, we have done nothing. These reports, the same type of reports, were said a week ago, and there we are. Genuinely, desperation does things to a fan base. 100%, 100%. Chelsea took fucking Cole and Fabregas. Yeah, if they take Nwaneri too, it's actually gonna be insane. What about Mohamed Kudus come to Chelsea? Big up David. I don't even know. Big up David. Good luck to you. If he plays right wing for you instead of Madueke, he actually could be good. If you play him left wing, it's gonna be not that good. I think you brought Gittins to play left wing. If you get Kudus, I think he actually could be good for you. He can rotate together with Palmer and flip around between right wing and number 10. He could be good. It added the lap up top. It actually could be good for you. If we sign Eze and Gyökeres, maybe Rodrygo would consider a move, but no. Exactly. That is the biggest thing. For me, that is the thing. If we right now, after we have signed all these backup players, let's just put it that way, if we sign Rodrygo, Gyökeres, and Eze, okay, cool. I can understand that. However, if we sign these players and we don't get Gyökeres, we don't get Eze, and we don't get Rodrygo or someone like that, oh my God, it will be insane. Y'all really think Rodrygo, he will move and he will absolutely enhance it like no tomorrow. I can't believe they made us think Edu was the problem. Exactly. And also, Edu left out of nowhere. After Mikel Arteta got the 15 million a year deal as well, straight afterwards, pretty much. And that then already I started to question whether he was the problem or not. And it turns out Arteta was the problem, because there is no reason why Edu would leave, obviously. Nottingham Forest offered him a better deal. Marianakis offered him also overseeing potentially Vasco da Gama and Olympiacos transfers as well. Looking at what he's about to do at Nottingham Forest with signing Igor Jesus and players like that, okay, I can see it. He gets bigger salary and everything, but the way Edu was acting during preseason, how he was talking in interviews, how happy he looked and everything, it had no indications that he might leave. And the fact that Mikel Arteta gets 15 million a year deal, and he doesn't allow him arguably to sign the deals Edu wants, I think that was the last straw. And he gets actually control of that. Because for me personally, Edu didn't want to sign Havertz, in my opinion. Edu didn't want to sign Calafiori and Merino as well, by the way. Because when we signed them, it was very strongly shown and written in media that Arteta wanted those two guys. There were arguments in the hierarchy that Calafiori's injury record is worrying, to say the least. Merino was not good enough. But Mikel Arteta basically went to the table, smashed his fist on the table and said, I want them, go get them. And I kind of starting to get the feeling that the issue is Arteta, which again is reason why all the top Gooners are going to drop the blame on Berta. But I still stand by it, at least for now, until he proves me wrong, that until Mikel Arteta goes, we are not going to see the best of Andrea Berta, because it still looks like Mikel Arteta is calling the shots and Andrea Berta doesn't have enough say over this stuff. I was playing some Football Manager lately, let's just put it that way. First time I'm running it, there's an option to talk to a player agent before making an offer to the club or even discussing contract terms. That's all we've done, basically. We have inquired. You know, Arsenal always linked FC, inquired FC, and everything. We have just inquired. We haven't gone past that, and it looks like we haven't even gotten past that in about 2-3 weeks. And the worst part is Emirates during last season said that he would love to play for Arsenal once again. He wants to come home, and Arsenal are strictly ignoring it, kind of. We're funding the Kudus deal. We love funding Chelsea, yeah. And let's not forget Arsenal signing Jesus and Zinchenko from Man City funded them signing Haaland fully. And that is also, people have to talk. Arsenal agreeing personal terms with everyone, but some Arsenal fans really think they're signing everyone that they agree terms with. Madueke, I don't think we're really interested in. Oh, I'd rather not. Listen, Eze and the striker need to be there. Otherwise, this window... We need more even than that. We need more than a striker and just Eze. We need more than that. But at the same time, we need these players desperately. And if we don't get them, oh my goodness gracious. Top 4 might be just a myth next season at this pace. We spoke to the agent. The agent told us something north of 150k wages, and it was reported on Twitter that we've made contact. Basically, something like that. How many players has Chelsea already signed? Let's check this. I think about 3, 4, something like that. Where are the transfers? Give me a second. Current season's transfers. 25 summer transfers only. Display. These are the Chelsea transfers right now. And I kid you not, they have signed Jamie Gittins, João Pedro, Liam Delap, Estevao, Dario Esugo, Mamadou Sarr, and Kendry Paez. Disasi's loan ended, Felix's loan ended, Petrovic's loan ended, Chukwuemeka's, Vegas, Igachukwu, Chilwell, Brojas, Sterling, Kepa. They have sold also Kepa, let's not forget that. Penders, Gilchrist, Willie, and Humphreys, as all of their loans has ended. They sold Humphreys for 14 million to Burnley already. They have sold Kepa for 5.82 million to Arsenal, and they have sold Bettinelli for 2.4 million already to Man City. That is Chelsea's business right now. They already have signed 3-4 players. They actually moving like a big team. Edu is on record stating he did not want to sign Havertz. I trust Edu more than Arteta. Cannot disagree with that. If we win no trophies and finish below second, what do you think of that? Just look at the competition. Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, even Man United. Let's not forget Newcastle and teams like that as well. Exactly, they're signing early. Obviously, Newcastle haven't signed much yet, but they will. And to be honest, if we finish without trophies, Arteta must go. To be honest, for me, even FA Cup or Carabao Cup doesn't save him anymore. We are too far into this mess to say and just to accept one FA Cup, one Carabao Cup. We need more than that, in my opinion. We genuinely need more than that now. We need the majors. Feel like all the Portuguese-speaking players at the club were all Edu signings included. Yeah, Gabriel was Edu signing. Edu was Gabriel signing. Edu was Gabriel signing. Other way around. Gabriel was Edu signing. Yeah. Exactly. Big up BBK, 39 people watching. Oh, I think that was a while ago. Let's get it to 30 likes. If we haven't already, let's get it to the 30 likes. Big up Kyle's Corner. Hope you're doing well. Go subscribe to Kyle's Corner as well. Does Arsenal content and everything. Go show him some love as well. I'm loving my shit, bro. I really hope we are interested in Madueke. I've seen enough of this club over the years, though. Exactly. That is the thing. Arsenal are not signing Kai Havertz. Few weeks, Havertz arrives at Arsenal. Arsenal are not signing this. Arsenal are not signing Madueke. And let's be real, few weeks later, he's going to arrive at Arsenal. Like, that is, for me, the insane. You're going to have a call-in show one day? I will. I will at some point, 100%. At some point, I will. One day, yeah. no one knows what's going on, how far things are. These ITKs get given info when these club agents want to all on WhatsApp messages. Yeah. Wake up Scouts Corner. Bro, they signed the whole team already. It feels like. Sub to BBK, yeah, go subscribe. Yeah, I don't think I'm watching next season. TKL already has got enough. We have signed we have signed only Kepa. Based on announcements, we have signed only Kepa. Zubimendi has not been announced. Norgard has not been announced. Mosquera, I don't know what's gonna happen there and everything, but hey. Bring Eze to the carpet ASAP. Facts. Bring him to the carpet right now, right here, right now, right here. Anyways, on to some other news. Some striker news. I'm not so sure how much can I believe this, or I do want to believe this. I kind of want to believe this. I'm not gonna lie. I want to believe this. So there is actually some proactiveness regarding signings. There actually some movement. But we all know how this usually goes. According to reports, yeah, another $1 to Eros is DC United signing nobody and winning nothing foundation. I thought we already did the annual Chelsea signing. We did. Might be more. Might genuinely be more. Not enough money was spent on Chelsea. We saved money with Norgard to fund Madueke. I'm telling you, saved money on Norgard to do Madueke. Brilliant business. It sounds like actually very logical sense. Very logical situation going on there. Saving money. No chance we have enough money for all these players we want to sign. Madueke, Eze, Rodrygo, and the striker. Like, technically, it's not that much, is it? Like, if we look at this, like 15 for Norgard, 5 for Kepa, that's 20. 50 or 52, I think it was. For Zubimendi, that is 82. Right, 60 would be for Eze, that's 142. About 70 for Gyökeres, that's 212. And if we sign Rodrygo, that's 300. That's actually nothing. If we actually we are above 150 or something or whatever, I don't remember how much we are above the PSR rules, but we can spend that. We have the money from the competitions. Cronkies from their own pocket per season can put 109 million of their own money. That's already 1/3 there. So technically, it's actually not that much money. It's just a question whether we are willing to spend it or not. Now, obviously, the installment pays if we are still playing for Declan Rice, if we're still paying for some other players and stuff like that comes into play because we don't know that, obviously. But overall, like, it's not that much. Looking at how much other teams are spending and that Arsenal should be spending something like that, it's actually insane if you come to think of it. And given that we have signed Zubimendi, Norgard, and Kepa, which is at the moment, as I said, 72 million, right? If you add that to 750, we have spent 822 million already. Maybe bro, red and green should never be seen. Red colors of logo. Oh. No chance. I know, Eros. We are still talking about Sesko and Gyökeres. Freaking hell. Should know about none will be here. Kroenke could, but won't. Exactly. They could, but they're not, and they won't, despite them being $1 billion company. If we make sales, the spending will only be at 250. That shouldn't be enough. That should be enough even. That should be enough even. Let's be real. That should be enough, but will that happen? Like, seriously, like, will that happen? Because for me personally, Arsenal have more urgent matters and positions to address rather than sign some Noni Maduekes. Because 50 million, add 20 million on top, you can get Gyökeres. Striker is more important at the moment, isn't it? And we still are not going after it. We are again doing our deals backwards. Let's be real. And obviously, speaking of strikers, Arteta apparently has set a 2-week deadline for Arsenal to get Victor Gyökeres' deal over the line. Will be interesting if that happens or not. 820. Exactly. Well, not maybe. I would say about half of that has gone to waste. Because Gabriel was good, great signings. Rice was the very good signing and stuff like that. Raya, you could argue, Timba, players like that. But ultimately, most of the money has been wasted. You know, your Maries, Williams, Cedrics, Fabio Vieiras, Renaissance, about like Matt Ryan, Matt Turner, and players like that, mostly goalkeepers, left backs, and everything. It has been wasted. Yeah. If we are not getting Sesko or Gyökeres, I'm just defeated. Like, see, Boyton as well. Dio is a big fan of Sesko. He thinks we should sign Sesko over Gyökeres, right? And he's now even starting to say, if we don't even get Gyökeres, we're going to be disappointed. Everyone leaves on a free. Yeah, that is also the case. We basically cut the deals, let them go for free. Last 2 years, in the last 2 summers, we have let go of about 30 to 35 youngsters and our academy players for free. For free, by the way. And we could have easily gone minimum 2-3 million for some of them. Some of them could have gone for 15-20 million. We could have easily made at least about 60 to 100 million in between that range from those sales. And we just haven't. We just have let them go for free. Salah Mahand is leaving for free, left for free, right? Saladin left for free. Rosjak has left Arsenal. Okonkwo left Arsenal for free. Kozer Dewberry left Arsenal for free. We have lots of talent we could have sold for money, and we just didn't. At the end of the day, we didn't. And this is why it seems like Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and teams like that are within FFP, are within PSR, and they always are in the good books, and they have more money to spend because they managed to sell them. Arsenal never do that. We just make losses in those terms. We call the Gunners, but we're moving like war pistols in this transfer window. Pep and Slot having a laugh over exactly. And the worst part is we are moving like war pistols during winter. I'm not talking about winter windows, but in the winter water freezes and we have nothing to shoot with. We just blast air. Well, nothing. Hot air, gaslighting. We have 600 million at least of the cold hard cash in the Arsenal bank accounts. We are told to pretend it doesn't exist, though. It doesn't? What do you mean? They have no knowledge of this. We know nothing. What was the next signing of Chelsea is again before the transfer window closed? We'll see. We'll see what Chelsea is still going to sign. I think City are still going to sign, and Liverpool definitely must sign. With the sad passing of Diogo Jota, they have another hole to fill. And they have more of a reason to lift the fan base, lift the spirits, and lift the team. They have more incentive to go now to sign Isak or something like that. And don't be surprised if all of a sudden we hear that Liverpool are going in for Gyökeres, while Arsenal been dilly-dallying for over a month over Sesko or Gyökeres. Let's be real. If Liverpool comes in, they're going to wrap it up in a few days. Arsenal just are here just dragging out the time. This lack of ambition by Arsenal to get player who wants to come to the club is ruining my summer. The only person on a 2-week deadline is Arteta himself. Exactly. Get Gyökeres, leave the club. Get Gyökeres, get the necessary players, and we just don't. I'll be watching. No, that's the average release amount in the leagues. And people look how many academy kids get released. It's crazy. Yeah, like it's insane how many academy players get released. But you cannot tell me that we could not have sold quite a few of them for money. You cannot tell me that. Butler Deji just signed for Swiss team Lausanne. Just signed for free. We could have sold him for them, even for $1 million. More money. If people look at how many kids get released from academies, they'll be shocked. It's always high numbers, yeah. But the fact is that other teams maybe are not in such a situation. Other teams manage to sell them. Arsenal don't even attempt to sell them. That is the biggest worry here. Arsenal here this summer for vibes. Yes, chilling, sunbathing, getting a tan and doing nothing at the end of the day. Genuinely doing nothing. Yeah, but it's dark times. It genuinely is dark times at the moment as an Arsenal fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna check what else is here. Generally gonna go to some transfer rumors as I'm live. Maybe something new has popped up. Maybe Arsenal are linked with Kim Kallstrom again. Let's see. There's Redoué, PSG. Oh, Brighton have made a signing. They're signing the right back. They're signing Kuipers from what's its face? I forgot the name. Who they signed him for? Genuinely forgot the name. Club Brugge for 17 million. 17 million only. That seems hella cheap. Genuinely seems hella cheap. I'm not gonna lie. Clippers, they're gonna sell him for about 50 very soon, 100%. Like, that's how they roll. Genuinely, that's how they roll, and that is the worrisome part. Arsenal don't know how to sell. Chelsea are expecting an offer from Arsenal for Madueke. Sky Sports understands the player is emerging as a top target for Arsenal. Oh, this is going well, isn't it? Madueke is emerging for Arsenal as a top target. Top target, you know. I can't handle another Odegaard hair flick. Oh, you will have to next season. You will see the arm waves and everything, rubbing the snot in the hair and everything. You will see that. Getting him pushed off the ball very easily. He's going to do spinneroonies and ring around the rosy all the time and everything. You will see all that. Our attack needs to be... Exactly. It needs to. But it's been genuinely like seaweed for the last, what? 2-3 years? That is the nuts part. Lots of players have to be released from academies, though. Thing is, Arsenal don't even get bang from the ones that are good. Exactly. We let them go for genuinely nothing. Yeah, but it works for them. Like, they have made 115 for Caicedo, 55 on Ben White. They sold João Pedro just for 60 and everything. It works. If they develop good enough, they works. It covers their losses and they get the profits. Just the question is, at what point, actually, what's its face? I forgot them. Brighton are going to grow a pair and actually start to go for the trophies because they have never won one. That is the biggest question mark still. Madueke to Arsenal. Why are we doing this? Of course, Rodrygo's preferences move to Premier League. If he was Premier League with Arsenal, his absolute priority if he is to leave Real Madrid this summer. Oh, bloody hell, this is going to be another one of those, isn't it? Arsenal will start club-to-club negotiations with Chelsea regarding Nodi Madueke very, very soon. Chelsea want Nwaneri, so nothing new in that regard. Oh. And this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, because this is the schedule for Arsenal during preseason. This is our preseason. We fly out on the 19th of July. In 2 weeks exactly, we fly out to Singapore. In exactly 2 weeks. Big up. In 2 weeks, we fly out to Singapore. On Wednesday, 23rd of July, we play against AC Milan. On Sunday, we play against Newcastle. Oh, bloody hell, that's going to be fun, isn't it? On Thursday, 31st of July in Hong Kong, I would like to say. Kaitak Stadium, we're going to play against Spurs. Oh, bloody hell. And then a week later, it's the Emirates Cup. Emirates Cup. On the 6th, on Wednesday, we play against Villarreal. And on Saturday, the 9th of August, we play against Bilbao. We're going to play against Nico Williams, by the way, people. Let's not forget that. We're going to play against that. And 1 week later, on August 17th, which is Sunday, we are going to play against, you guessed it, Man United at Old Trafford. Let's be real. If you look at numbers, it seems like it's far, far away. A month and a half away. But trust me when I say this time will go like that. In a flash, and if we don't get our business done quickly, before the season kicks off even, or even before, to be honest, before the preseason, let's be real, or at worst, before the end of August. That is the worst case scenario. We get the job done before the August and before July ends. August 1st, we should have pretty much all of our signings, main signings, big ones, in my opinion. Will it happen? Not so sure. 27 likes, bigger people. If you can push it up to 30, I would be super glad. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. If by the time we play Bilbao, we are still talking about should we have signed X, Y, and Z, it's fully over. And let's be real, it's gonna be like that. It's going to be like that because Arsenal never do enough in the transfer window. We always leave ourselves short in some way, shape, or form. That is the biggest issue. Please, if you haven't already, hit the likes and subs. LatvianGooner, aka Mr. Robo19. Big up, Eras. Big up, Eras. Preseason starts in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. 19th of July, we fly to Singapore. 2 weeks. It's not that far off, is it? Mild panic setting in for real. It low-key is starting to. I'm not panicking fully as of yet. I'm very disappointed that we haven't signed our main targets, though. That is a big worry for me. We can't even get a goddamn Norgard over the line. Has he done even his medicals? Because when when Brentford announced to him that he's been sold, he was on holiday. I haven't seen him being in London as of yet. Haven't seen reports. Maybe he is. Maybe I have just missed it. But haven't seen that. That is also a big question mark. What's happening there? But yeah, it is not. We are getting into a very, very dangerous situation at the moment. If we manage, let's just say, in the span of a week to sign 2-3 big players, all good. If we sign Gyökeres and Eze, or Gyökeres and somehow Rodrygo, if that becomes possible in the span of a week, all good. But for me personally, by August 1st, we should have all the signings done. If not all, then all the main ones. Striker, left winger, number 10. We can go after someone, maybe a backup or a rotational player afterwards, yes. But by August 1st, before the Emirates Cup, we should have all the main signings done. Because I don't see Arsenal doing in the span of 2 weeks signing the striker, left winger, and stuff like that. I just don't. And obviously, you cannot forget Madueke is still linked with us as well. We're going to talk to Chelsea soon. My tobacco expenses are going to go up this month. This month? Wait for next season when something happens. Then it's going to go real high. Please better do the right things. 100%. Had no idea he was on holiday, and more likely announcement. Yeah, that's the thing. Because it was about 4 or 5 days ago, I read that he was still on holiday when he got the announcement, and he hasn't done medicals. Not sure how true that is or not, because Zubimendi was announced while he was still sunbathing in Spain, so who knows? Well, you should know better. I know better. That's why I'm already calling this out, because we never wait for it. We always leave it to the last second, and then we panic by someone, and we again are left short. That's why already I'm starting to panic, because we haven't done the necessary things as of now still. Big up, 27 likes. Big up, people. Big up, people. What an assist by Arda Güler. Real Madrid already scored 1-0, 11 minutes in. Damn, I must go watch the game. Huge congrats on 672 subs. Big up to you all. Big up to you all. Hopefully soon we can hit the 1K. He really took over Rodrygo's spot. Yeah, he did. Rodrygo is holding the bench. Hence why the copium that Rodrygo might join Arsenal. Well, hence why the copium. But yeah, anyways, I think on that note, I'm going to end today's stream. I'm going to go enjoy some Club World Cup and stuff like that. Hope you had a great stay. If you haven't already, do me a favor, smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If we could get to 1,000 before the season kicks off, that I would be over the moon, to say the least. But yeah, big up to you all. Big up to everyone who was here, who chatted, who liked, who subscribed, who shared their opinions and everything. Hope you had a great stay. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be live at the usual time, 8 p.m. UK. Let's see what tomorrow brings, because so far it is a bit scary. I'm not going to lie. Anyways, guys, enjoy football and see you very, very soon. Enjoy the weekend. Peace.